the links out or whatever. Text it to me and I'll say it. Anything. Hey,
Yeah.
everybody. Hey, it's Karen and Sandy here on a what? On a Tuesday night. December 26th, 2023. All right, tonight we're going to talk. And for those that are listening to the replay, thank you for being here. And I'm sorry that you missed us live because we just popped on. But anyway, we're going to be trying to do for the next 7 days. Karen says she won't be back in school, but we're going to be having these conversations each night about business 2024. And in Karen's profession, she is a entrepreneur as well as a professional in the world of a working world. And I'm entrepreneurship 100% full time, and also we both have multiple businesses, multiple streams of income, and we just want to talk tonight and just share with you guys of what's going on in the world. Now, anybody have any comments, please put them in the queue here, and just put the comments from wherever platform that you're on. We're going to be able to see them. So thank you for being here. So Karen, introduce yourself, and I'm gonna let you talk and say what you got to say for a second before we get started, and then we're gonna have some conversation tonight. Okay, something happened with Karen. I don't know where Karen went. So anyway, she'll probably come back in a second, but until she does, I don't know what happened to the connection. But I'm Sandy, and if maybe a lot of you know me and a lot of you don't. But what we're gonna talk about tonight is we're gonna freestyle it, free flow it, and talk about what's the state of 2024 for our businesses. And we have been kind of sitting back discussing, researching some things and
There it
discussing
is.
what happened. Karen, why you keep going out, honey?
Because you know what happens? Because when I was on the link that you sent to share, it logged me out of this one. Yeah, because I'm not using my laptop. My laptop is charging. I'm using my phone.
Oh, okay. But I sent you. Okay, I sent you another.
Yeah, but it logged me out. But
okay.
So when I logged, so normally I do use my laptop and my phone when I do StreamYard.
Got you. I see what you're saying. Well, go ahead. Yeah, well, go ahead.
Well, hello, everybody. Good afternoon. What is it? 7:25. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, KB Chambers. I am an educator, motivator, and hey, listen, I am ready for 2024. I am done with 2023. Well, not exactly done, but let me tell you this, guys. You got so much in you. You got so much things to do. Why are you guys sitting on the sidelines? Y'all need to stop sitting on the sidelines because it's so much more to do. Listen, KB Chambers, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Okay? So what we have to do is get out there and do something, because a lot of times we think we don't have it, but you won't know what you have until you get out there and explore and do more. KB Chambers. And I want to thank Sandy Lewis, the biz strategist, for bringing me on. Sandy is awesome. Sandy's great. Thank you so much.
Well, girl, no, thank you for being a part of, thank you for, when we talk and stuff on the phone and I say, hey, Karen, let's do some stuff. So thank you for accepting the invitation to come in and saying, okay, I want to be a part of just having a conversation about things that we have going on. So here again, I appreciate you guys for being here.
And you know what, Sandy? I'm sorry. If I can say this, I'm sorry. We're not gonna be here all night, y'all. So y'all better get these nuggets. And another thing too is, y'all think we're gonna be here forever and forever and forever on this podcast on live here. But listen, we're not gonna be here for a long time. But we're gonna give you some good nuggets, some good information that you both can use in your own business, or if you just need more help, we're both here to help you too as well.
Yeah, exactly. So Karen, I know you do a lot of, what are you doing right now? Let's kind of let everybody know, what are you doing right now?
Oh, I got to share good news. I am an educator, and I'm finishing up a contract. Now, me and Sandy had long talks about this. Yeah. We talk all the time. You got to get something. So my 3-month educational contract will be up the end of January. Mm-hmm. And right now we're just taking a chill rest. But when we go back in January, it's all about the data, closing out, and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. So primarily, y'all, somebody's trying to come in. I can hear it. We are actually gearing up to write more curriculum and securing more contracts. Now, for those of you who are still working, I had to make time People say, well, how can I work and make time? Honey, I had to find the time.
Mm-hmm.
You got to find the time until you
Mm-hmm.
are free to be at
Mm-hmm.
home. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, I had to stop complaining because I was complaining too. I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, I'm gonna be honest. The last couple of years, I just made listen. I'm sometimes on my lunch break, Sandy, making a video,
Yeah.
making a phone call,
Mm-hmm.
whatever breaks that I have to do it because I'm making the other person money. Listen, while I'm making the man money, I can make my own money and have a
Mm-hmm.
life of freedom. Because more importantly, what comes with the money is freedom of time. Sandy,
Mm-hmm.
I know you want freedom of time. I already
Yes,
know.
yes, yes. And see, I'm gonna tell you not a lot of things that it's good that you would say that because a lot of folks out here, if you are entrepreneur, that even if you're not entrepreneur, developing your skill set and knowing your skill set is going to be the way that you can capitalize on working independently, not being in the corporate work world or whatever the case may be, because a lot of corporations now is looking to cut back on employees, not hiring employees, paying employees. They want contractors now.
Say it, sister.
Contractors,
Hmm.
contractors. Let me repeat that. And what do you mean by that? Like, let's say, for instance, if you have a skill set, you package your skill set as your business. You don't have to be the one that's really doing the whole entire skill set. You can hire someone. You can kind of like, especially even with government contracting, you can hire people temporarily. You can hire them full time. And also you can another thing that you can would be very advantageous for you to do is at least get a small team at first, and then as you grow, as you
Mm,
get bigger contracts, because see,
mm,
companies now they're trying to find a way to cut costs. I'm telling y'all,
mm,
y'all think it's a game out here, but it's a game to benefit you. It's not, I'm telling you. So looking and filling out that resume is all well and good, but and Karen know I'm telling the truth about this. Looking Filling out that resume is all well and good, but if you have a skill set that you can market to a company, you can be a contractor with them and you can pretty much write your own check. But
mhm.
make what you want to make, and within I'm sure you guys will have to negotiate the deals and stuff like that together. So anyway, that's just
And Sandy,
a
you
little stuff I
saying,
want to share too. Mm,
and Sandy, you speaking a whole lot of good word. And I was telling Sandy earlier, we talked earlier this morning
mm-hmm.
about how a lot of companies are reinventing the way they interview people.
Yeah,
Nobody wants to go in the office no more.
right.
Now, those who need to go in the office, yes, your doctors, some
Mm-hmm.
lawyers, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
lawyers are doing video conferencing. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I know during the pandemic they were holding jury trials online. Now,
Yeah.
now they
Mm-hmm.
didn't do. They trying to. They had to do it because of the pandemic. But let me tell you, you can do unless you're doing surgery, unless you are having to watch prisoners or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
All of that's if your job doesn't require detailed hands-on, you can
Mm-hmm.
do it online.
Yeah.
Teaching is online.
Yeah.
What else do we know? Saying secretarial work is online.
Mm-hmm.
All of that stuff
Mm-hmm.
is online.
Mm-hmm.
So, unless you're like cleaning floors or driving trucks, if it doesn't require you to do detailed hands-on, I'm talking about deep, deep
Mm-hmm.
details.
Right.
Okay, you can do it from home. They're saying now folks are taking their
Mm-hmm.
offices are closing up. A lot of offices in metropolitan cities
Mm-hmm.
and states, they're closing their office doors and they're only using the office to come in maybe twice a week.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And they're saving money. Think about this, Sandy. If you're
Mm-hmm.
trying to get an office space, the average office space now, let's
Mm-hmm.
say for 800 square feet, it's about what, 1,500 or $1,000? Probably 1,500.
Yeah,
Now,
and then they go by the most places they charge you by the square footage too.
the
But I
square
know
footage. Yep, yep,
it all depends on the location too. With if
yep,
I'm into commercial real
yep,
estate, it all depends on
yep.
now. Pamela Reeves, and now she's a good friend of mine. She can kind of like tell us about that. Maybe I can try to see can she get on live with us one night when we down
Absolutely.
here talking, and then she can kind of give us some information about these brick and mortar locations, because a lot of people thinking that brick and mortar is the end all be all. And now a lot of folks are getting rid of the brick and mortar, especially commercial property.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, they're
Let
getting
me
in,
let me
they
tell
going
you.
They're getting warehouses. They're looking at e-commerce. Just look at all these. Have you seen these videos around where people are just snatching clothes off the racks all over the country, and they're
Yeah.
just stealing left and right? Now
Mhm.
that eventually that's going to be a problem, and folks, the business model is going to change for a lot of these companies. These retail outlets, they got the business model is going to change, and they're going to start doing more e-commerce. They're going to have shipping warehouses, and then they're going to hire from in big cities. They're going to have centralized locations. I'm willing to bet you, if we go and check and see, go on the you look at the news, look at the letter, the corporate letter that they have, the meetings and stuff about these companies. I'm willing to bet you that they are going to include that they're having the discussions. We don't hear them right now, but they're having those discussions about changing the way they do things, changing the way they
Well,
do retail.
and look at Amazon. Amazon got it right. He started in his garage. He
Yeah.
saw the vision, 25, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
E-commerce, drop shipping.
Mm-hmm.
You making beauty products, whatever you're making, hair
Yeah.
products,
Right.
bath and body, skincare,
Yeah.
whatever it is. And it's actually a lot of times, I just ordered some Christmas gifts for family members on Bath and Body Works. It's cheaper online because
Mm.
they're not paying for storage. I mean, they're not paying for retail space.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, it is what it is. And we have got to shift. A lot of folks saying they don't want to shift. And if you're not shifting, especially if you're in business, and let's say you don't want to do a business, let's say you're in a job, you still have to shift in a job because they are downsizing in their jobs too. When you go to the Walmart now, or the Safeway, or the Kroger's, or the Publix now, you see a lot of times everything is self-serve. You may see two
Mm-hmm.
cashiers.
Mm-hmm.
You may
Exactly.
see three,
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
Everything, yes.
Mm-mm.
And I
Everything.
heard, and I also heard too that there's a lot of, they're gonna have to tweak some things with that too, because there's a lot of theft going on with that. For as the kiosks at Walmart, I think, and Target, that because I read an article about that
Yep,
probably about 3 weeks ago. Did you see something like that out there,
I
Karen?
sure did.
Yeah.
Scammers. Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's so, and then too, the machines, when they go down, it's like this costing them so much. Yeah, I just cooked that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I'm sorry. Yeah. So, hey, warm me. Take me a little bit out too. Warm me up, girl. I cooked some.
You
Food.
Sandy, look, Sandy can cook, y'all. I don't know if y'all know. Sandy can cook. Let me tell
Woo,
you.
girl, I
And,
cooked
and listen,
some.
Sandy, tell them you
Yeah.
can throw down.
Well, look, I try to do a little something, something.
But
I
Sandy,
try
let
to
me
do
tell you,
something. My girl.
if more people begin to build products and
Mm-hmm.
they sell, let's say you want to make an extra 500 a month. You know, I'm not saying you. People say, well, I can do network marketing. You can do your own network marketing. You build
Yeah,
the product.
that's
Build
right.
your own
That's
product.
right. That's right.
You
That's
know,
right. Yeah.
and here's the thing. Let's get into other businesses. I'm not downplaying or downsizing other business. I'm totally not. What I'm saying is, what do you have in your hand? Because you got it.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever you have that's God has given you the light and the hand to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's
That's
do it.
right. That's right.
Because
That's right.
somebody else is and they're doing it now.
Exactly. You know what? And that's another thing too. I think a lot of us, we wait. We don't want to be the first one out there, because I mean, you know why? For the life of me, sometimes I don't understand why we don't want to be the first ones out there to be innovative. I mean, I think that's a beautiful thing when you're being innovative. But until everybody start doing the thing, then everybody want to rush out there together. And we don't need a carbon copy of so many, so much of the same thing. We need some innovation going on. We need some new ways of doing, some creative ways of doing things. People coming up with ideas, and so many are afraid to come up with new ideas. I don't understand it. But the young people are not afraid for the most part.
Not at all. They're
Yeah.
jumping off the cliff and
Yeah,
they're asking
exactly.
questions later.
Exactly. Yes. And I think Karen, in our generation, for those, what do they call us? The Gen Zs, or what do they call us? I mean, help me out with the
um,
Gen. Is it a
or
Gen?
is it Gen Z or Gen X? No. It's but not millennials. With baby boom, I don't.
No, we're
Well, I
not
tell
baby
you,
boomers. The baby boomers are the 65 and on up or something like that. The
so
60s,
we're
but
just
anyway.
under the baby boomers.
Yeah, I think we the Gen. Let me see whether we the Gen. Gen
and,
we the
and while Sandy's looking at up, I'm going to mention something about our generation, the 70s baby. We were born in the late 70s. And so we were taught to go to school, get a good job, and get the house with the white picket fence, get the yard with the fence, and go to school and get your degree, and that will make you. Now, during that's industrial revolution. Well,
Mhm,
industrial revolution was before the 70s, but we
mhm,
were we were coming out of that, and I get
mhm,
that, and I understand. But this is 2023,
mhm,
when everything is telemated, automated, and all that
mhm.
stuff. We don't have to go. There's an article out there now. They're saying that we don't have to. A lot of folks are not even buying their houses anymore. They're
Right.
renting their house because
Mhm,
they're planning on moving. I know a couple that's in their 40s. They have moved from DC to Maryland to Virginia. Next step is Georgia. And it's not Atlanta because, oh my, well, I'm not going to talk bad, but not Atlanta, but it is Georgia. And what they're doing now is they're saying that they're 44, that they had a house, but it locked them in one spot. They sold it, and so they
mhm,
rent.
mhm.
But they said when they move to Georgia, that's what they're going to do. They're going to actually, own their house. But they're
Mhm.
saying that they like the part. Here's the deal. They say they like the part of not being locked down. I see that with the 18 to the
Mhm.
30 years old.
Mhm.
When they're 18 to 30, they are renting, and they
We're,
renting it in nice areas.
we're Gen X. I
Gen
just
X.
looked it up.
Okay.
Yeah, we're Gen X. Okay.
So I'm not saying Gen X. I'm not saying that renting is a bad thing. I'm not saying that owning is a bad thing. You
Right.
have to do what works for you. But
Right.
you also have to know that having a job by itself is not the answer anymore. It's just
Mhm.
not the answer. If
Mhm.
you're living off of one stream, which is a job, Sandy, what they say, you're one paycheck from being what?
Broke.
And homeless. And
Yeah,
homeless.
homeless. Yeah. Mhm.
Because if you're not saving as you go along, if you're not doing something different, shoot, they take that job and say, hey, we don't need you anymore. We have to transfer the facility. The facility, whatever, is shutting down, or we're
Right.
cutting back.
Right.
Guess what? No. Guess what?
Yeah.
Then you gotta go and find another job. And they're saying now, even with the resumes, they say with the resumes, they're not even looking for a whole bunch of degrees anymore. It used to
Yeah.
be if you had a graduate master's degree that you would make a whole glob of money. Child, please.
But you know what? Because what they want now is they want the skill set. I
They
just
want
mentioned
the
that to
skill
you.
set.
They want the skill set. If you have the skill set, and it doesn't matter because I think what it was, Elon Musk, and I think it was Jeff Bezos even
And,
said,
and Sandy, I'm listening. I just had to go to the door right quick, so I'm
"Oh,
listening.
okay, that's fine." Yeah, they have they have said that they want the skill set. They don't care about your college degree. They don't care about
Hmm.
your your degree. They want to know, can you do what they want you to do, because they find out that a lot of the college degree people of graduates. Now, I'm not, not undermining college education, don't get me wrong, but they're saying that a lot of degrees, when you go to school, you're being trained to be an employee on a different level, and you're not innovative. You're not, you don't want to be creative, and there's just so much in that kind of person's. I guess they're, in a sense, maybe not their work ethic, but the in a sense, I guess you can say the character, or the really the motivation of them wanting to do that job and do it in a way that they can be creative and not need anybody to just tell them verbatim, boom, 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 what to do. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, so like Karen was saying, about about all of the other stuff. And then also we're going to talk in a few minutes, because you and I were talking earlier about, we're going to talk about land when you come in, and when now we need to focus on that,
Hmm.
purchasing land, and
Hmm.
purchasing, instead of us purchasing material things, assets that have no value. We
Hmm.
need to be talking, because I don't care where you go. I know down around here in Georgia is that way. there is so much land for sale, and a lot of you out here who is listening to me, you may even have the credit to do it. You don't have to purchase the land and have the cash money to get the land. You may even have you are the credit worthiness person to get it. And do you
Mhm.
know what you can do with that? You can do a lot of things with that land. You can grow something on it. You can put some, homes on it. You can put anything, and especially if you're in a certain area, learn what's around the land that you're looking to purchase, and then find
Yes,
out when I mean learn what's getting ready to be built around it. Like
that's
they're getting
right.
ready to come through. You heard about that highway that they're getting ready to put through the state of Georgia?
Yeah,
Now,
I heard. Yep, yep.
yeah, between it's going to go through Savannah, no, Augusta, it's got Macon, and then is it? I think it's Interstate 41. I think it is.
Oh,
But see, all of that is going to be a wealth of opportunity.
hmm,
So whoever getting land in those areas, there's, just think about it. That's going to be something for the future that, hey, that's going to benefit someone if you did. And then a lot of times we're impatient. We don't want to purchase stuff like, for instance, land. We don't want to purchase it and hold it and sit on it. A lot of folks, that's everybody
mm.
else do that. They'll purchase it and hold it for 5, 10 years. The time is going to pass anyway. Do you know? Just think about, Karen, when you and I met, but right before social media, we met what, in 2016. I think it
Oh
was
yeah.
16.
Was it
Look what it
15,
is.
16? Yep,
Look what we are now. We're in
yep,
what, 7 years in. So
yep.
had we purchased some land, just think about, had we purchased some land and had it and sit on it for something when we first met. We
Hmm,
only have
hmm.
what, 3 more years left before we can kind of, before we can kind of like really capitalize on it, on the opportunity of us of having land.
Well,
So
well,
it's
well,
just
Sandy,
mm,
and piggyback on that. Remember, we were just talking about just having uh doing the sales forecast is what they call sales forecasting or market research, I should say, more
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
market because it's land market research.
right.
If Walmart is coming by, you got a gold mine because everybody shops at Walmart, Costco, BJ, Sam's, Target. Walmart, Costco, BJ, Sam's, Target.
Yeah. Speaking of that, we have a Walmart food center, just a Walmart grocery store down the street from me, right
Oh
here.
wow!
About, yeah. But listen, that behind it, that land was nothing at one time. And I never
See,
forget, before that happened years ago, I used to tell a buddy of mine, I was saying that something can be built over there. And
mhm.
he said, actually, it was a mentor of mine. But anyway, he says, when they decided to put the Walmart there, he said, you said that something can go there. He said, but I could see it. He said, I couldn't even see it. He said, and now what they get ready to do is they get ready to put townhomes on the other side of that Walmart grocery store, because it was some commercial property that was vacant, for maybe about 3 or 4 months. I think they just purchased it like 3 or 4 months ago, but it was vacant. So what I'm saying is, right there by Walmart, I mean, it's a gold mine, and I'm sure the property is worth more than that. Child, Augusta, look, for those that are not interested, Richmond, Augusta, Georgia is the way. Y'all better come on down here.
Well, and that's good news. And the deal is about land. You don't have to build on it. You can just, like she said,
Mhm,
buy it
mhm.
and hold it and just pay the taxes.
And as I was listening and getting some education on listening at a book about some called Myron Golden book about boss moves, he had in that book, he was saying that by even buying parking lots, getting your
Yes.
parking lot,
Thank
laundromat. You and
you.
I were talking about this the other
Thank
day.
you. We were talking
Laundromat,
about that. Hmm,
laundromat. Because
hmm.
anywhere, let's think about it, anywhere that you're building, although they may have a facility that you can probably possibly put that in, put uh something else, that you can earn revenue on. They all may have a laundromat in their facility, but it's still, you stuff like that is, in other words, get something that people's going to need, a necessity. Have a business, a necessity is a what, laundromat. And then they said like parking lot for certain areas, and then like a what you call it, a fresh market. That's going to be
Hmm.
good. Anybody that has land that can grow herbs, can grow natural foods. I was telling someone, they was talking about doing something with land or something that it was talking about one time, and I was telling them, I said, hey, there's Tisha. Hey, Tisha, how you doing, Tisha?
Hey,
Tisha,
Tisha, how are
hey,
you?
Tisha. So yeah, and I was telling them, and Thisha, you got to come on down to Georgia, girl. I know you've been busy and you've been doing things out there, but you still got to come and do a workshop for us here in Georgia. Even even in some of the things that you're doing in emotional intelligence. Yeah, and Thisha, and if you got time to come on with us, I can send you the link, honey. I'll send it to you. I either text it to you or whatever. You can come in and talk with us and give us some information about emotional intelligence because Thisha is an expert in that area. So I would love to have you if you have time, Thisha. So, but if not, then you can come on another day when we're live. But let me get back to what I was saying about just even about those things, having owning land. Land now is gonna be a commodity. Just think about it. Everybody's doing more natural thing. Everybody's going natural. Yeah, you do. You owe me a visit. Yes, you do. I Everybody is going natural and growing natural herbs and stuff. If you have land, especially, let me tell you, especially around this neck of the woods, and knowing somebody, I know somebody out there have somebody older in your family, or somebody that has been in farming at a point in time in their lives in the past, right? Farming, listen, learn how some of these what you call agriculture schools or horticulture's classes and stuff, they can teach you how to grow this stuff. And you can sell it to these whole food grocery stores or even some of the restaurants in your local areas. Now, I just gave y'all some stuff that I shouldn't even be giving y'all right now. Y'all should be paying for that information. Seriously. Because Karen, you and I have talked about that before. So
Well,
go ahead. Oh, she didn't. She'll come back. Okay, all right, yeah. No, that's fine. I understand because I'm like that too sometimes. Not the camera ready, but as before, I'm gonna say this before. Karen she'll come back on in a minute. But as I was saying about that, you can here she goes because I think she was
so
probably
and then the other thing, I was putting stuff in the chat. That's why. So
yeah.
I now know I need to be on two devices. I need to be on
Okay,
two
yeah, no,
devices.
yeah, yeah. So Karen, just
The other thing about the other thing you just mentioned about land, about you can also rent that land out to a farm. I mean, a farmer.
eh,
So
see,
if you don't want to do the farming, the farmer
that's a good idea.
may say, "Hey, Sandy, I want to
Hmm.
grow some greens or some corn or some crops on your. You have
Hmm.
5 acres. Can
That's
I do
good.
2 point? Can I do half of it? As
Hmm.
long as that land is perked and it's able to
Hmm.
and it's fertile,
Hmm.
why not? And I'll charge
Hmm.
you whatever. We come up with a price, and
Hmm.
that's what we charge.
Hmm. And you
And
never
so,
know. And listen, you never know some of these big companies. You
mhm.
can reach out to them, find out who you need to talk to. Let me tell you what it just came to me. And thank you, Holy Spirit. I thank you for this. It just came to me that even like stores like Walmart or places or grocery stores, you can contact them and they may want to invest and have certain things organic or foods grown
Mhm,
in your
mhm,
think about it. You
mhm,
just got to know how to contact the right people and say, hey, I have this, would you be interested in getting fresh produce? It could
mhm.
be you can start at one town at a time. It doesn't
And,
have to
and
be.
and Sandy, hold on, don't forget this part. How many restaurants you know are popping up?
Well, that's what I
Small businesses. They're doing farm to table.
yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier when you got knocked out. I was saying like the restaurants and stuff like that too. With yeah, and
Mhm.
then even local restaurants that are opening. I know we have one here. What's the name of that new barbecue place we got here? I think it's I can't think. Richard, you know the new barbecue place. Let me see. What's the name of that place? But anyway, they have a local. They have just a few. I think they have one in Atlanta and they have another one somewhere else. But see, that's kind of local. I'm just saying, they serve other things besides barbecue. But I'm just giving that as an example. Something like a local, like a local restaurant, a local store. But Karen, you're so right. And local any kind of local grocery store. We had a Whole Foods here on Washington Road over there near the golf tournament area, but it didn't
Yeah.
last. It didn't last that long. I don't know what happened to it. It didn't do. Maybe it didn't do good for us, groceries or whatever. But yeah, we had one, but it didn't stay. It stayed in Augusta for a few years, and
And
they left.
what? Let's not hold on. Let's go back, Sandy. Let's go back. Hold on. Let's go back. We didn't say the parking lots. We rent those out to local venues. So
Mm-hmm.
we could do it. We have parking lots over here. People buy, and we have the football players. I mean the football events,
Mm-hmm.
and they rent those parking lots out to the people. Now
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
there's something else called people. They do up here called People are renting their backyard parking lots, driveways out to people who have to drive to the city. So
Oh,
let's say,
really?
for example, smart. So let's
Oh,
say, for
wow.
example, if I'm coming from the suburbs, but I'm
Mhm.
tired of catching subway and the bus,
Uh-huh.
well, I'm going to park in the back of Sandy's house. It's safe and secure. Well, it has a ring camera and it
Right.
has a gate. I may
Mhm.
charge Sandy $200 a month. For
Mm.
$200 a month, Sandy gets her own private space
Mhm.
with camera to watch the car
Mhm.
and with the gate access code. If you don't have a gate access code, at least invest in a ring camera. Everybody got a ring camera
Yeah.
because now I can sell that to the client and say, client be
Right.
like, "Well, I'm paying you $200 a month. How can I insure?" Well, you can't. I can't insure your car won't get stolen because
Right.
a thief is a thief is a thief. But what
Exactly.
I will tell you is,
Mhm.
I'll tell you this. I have a ring camera which you can have. Now that's something else I just learned. Getting a camera you can set up where you can have a ring access code just for a
Mhm.
particular person, and they
Yeah.
can access and see their car. Now here's the deal. You may got to make sure that they sign a liability or some sort of contract and
Mhm.
say that they're liable for their stuff. Because what you don't want is them to sue you if their car gets stolen or um,
And
vandalized.
yeah, and then too, also, I think you may also need to check with your homeowner's policy too, as well,
Yeah.
while you're doing all
Yes.
that. There's some things that
Yes.
you really need to kind of check into if yeah, but
But
that would be,
there's a will, there's a way.
yeah,
There are
there's a
people
way.
doing.
It's got to be
There's a
fair.
guy I did transportation with.
Okay, now
Um,
Tisha said a friend of mine had a large property and rented his backyard and truck drivers. Yeah,
that's right.
you know what,
That's
Tisha,
right.
that's a good thing because I know here they have a lot of points. I mean, a lot of areas where 18 wheelers and the truck drivers can park their vehicles and all of that kind of stuff. Now, let me tell y'all, we have a place here called Plant Vogel, which is a part of Georgia Power. Now, I think because they was building an additional nuclear reactor, and I don't know whether some of you from Waynesburg, or around the area, if you are on here, if you listen to the replay, please, correct me or whatever if I'm saying anything wrong. But anyway, I know that they were building a nuclear reactor, and then they finished and completed that particular, assignment for that. But however, when they out there in the area by the plant vocal, by the nuclear plant, they had like little, they people had laying out there and they put like little modular homes and stuff out there. So see, when you're out here knowing what's getting ready to be built in certain communities, buy
Hmm.
some property around the areas and then put little modular homes or whatever out there, and then that can be a stream of income, especially if
Hmm.
you have a lot, if somebody have some money and good credit and or whatever, and you can get that, you can get that kind of property done. So
Hmm.
that's a good thing, especially around here. Fort Gordon is changing the game in Augusta, Georgia. I'm telling y'all. It's so much being built around here. They're building so much. And I know a lot of the REITs, the real estate investment, funds and all of these kind of
Hmm.
folks. There's a lot of them I know here because they are nice. They're nice areas. They're nice communities. I mean, and they're filling up y'all so fast. They really are. And then they also building some more things out on Post. They was talking about, some of the things that they were building, building out here on Post. It's just I don't know. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on out here.
But
So
it's
anyway.
a way people
Mm-hmm.
can make, and people are now looking into all ways they can make money. You can do it.
Mm-hmm.
You can
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
it.
There's a lot of different ways. I'm telling you, y'all, I'm not saying this because I'm around here in the neck of the woods. You can't beat this area. Trust me, you can't beat this
Mm.
area because the weather here is not so bad. Even no matter what season it is, we really don't have any bad weather here. I know now because everybody's coming here, it's getting the traffic is getting a little heavier. I mean, people here are really kind of complaining a little bit because they're not used to a whole lot of traffic. That's the only reason why they're not you. They used to going where they want to go and do. But now the traffic. But when people from big cities will come here, they was like, oh shoot, this is a piece of cake. It's really not
Hmm.
bad for them because they're used
Hmm.
to it. But the people here are complaining a little bit because they're just not
Hmm.
really used to all that traffic. And it's really not that bad. I mean, sometimes I be sitting in the traffic, I be doing this right here, looking at my phone or doing whatever. I find or either look, I read an article. sit there and read an article or whatever, as I'm going and as I'm flowing through traffic. So it's ways to, just kind of kill time and going on where you're going and be happy and stop. Don't even complain. But you can't beat being around here. And I'm sure up north and other places that the rents are a little bit expensive. I think here for the most part, it's, hey, I say I'm gonna stay around here living, and then I'm gonna start traveling outside of the area. Most of my friends I know have moved from around these areas, but I don't have to do that. I'm gonna, branch out and travel. That's what I'm gonna do in the near future. Yeah, and just keep
Well,
my foundation, my residence will be here, but I'll be doing, because once we, when push the dream, once I do more things, taking it on the road more in the future, then I don't, home, this gonna be base for me. I've come up with that. I've made my mind up with that.
and the other thing with that is, people think that you have to have a whole lot of money to start something. The internet, if you do it right, online, all you need is, and literally, when people say all you need is a cell phone, if you have a good iPhone or a good Android, all you got to do is say, click that button and go. Whether you're doing real estate, whether you're doing
Mm-hmm.
transportation. I know a lot of folks are getting into transportation. What I'm
Mm-hmm.
finding out is people are tired of driving. So
Mm-hmm.
what better way to make money? As long as you got your insurance up,
Mm-hmm.
you need at least, I always tell people, when you do stuff like transportation,
Mm-hmm.
a $5 million policy, and it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't cost that much, because we are in a litigious society.
Mm-hmm.
And so you've got to cover your bases. So if you don't want to deal with people, you can do stuff. Oh, I didn't do that. I'm sorry. You can do stuff about creating a product. I know Sandy is always getting on me as an educator. Create curriculum and license and sell it, or
Mm-hmm.
just sell it outright, or just license it. Licensing sounds good because you get royalties,
Mm-hmm.
or you get a check or whatever. But however which way you want it done. And I do see a lot more hairdressers now.
Mm-hmm.
They are tired of standing on, because their ankles are swollen. They're selling wigs. They're selling bundles. They're
Mm-hmm.
making a killing. They're doing eyelashes and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
we got to get out of this old way of thinking about one way, one way,
Mhm.
one way.
It's only one way.
It's
Yeah.
it's no longer like that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the folks when you and I was coming up, who were good bakers. They were selling pound cakes and pies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now they got their stuff in stores. Patty got her stuff in stores.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Tabitha Brown started out, and Tabitha Brown will tell you she wasn't rich when she started,
Yep. That's
but she
right.
started.
She started. And she, she was nervous and scared. Little country gal. Look at her, had that little country accent.
Yeah.
She was talking. Yeah, she's done extremely well. Yeah, she really have. And then that goes on, goes on to the to get into something else. It's something you just said too. It just, and I lost my train of thought with it. It made me think about something. I should have wrote it down. But we'll keep talking, because I know it's something else I wanted to touch on. As you said something, it made me, God dog it, I don't. Oh,
Yeah, and one thing about saying, we be talking about so much. We go
yeah.
from, but that's good. And
Mm-hmm.
people, and you, like folks, when sell T-shirts, like when my kids were
Mm-hmm.
smaller, we would set up little stands and we would sell T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Or little, you can sell T-shirt. Clothing is $1 billion industry.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Sheen or Shein, whatever they call it.
Mm-hmm.
Shein and Timu.
Yeah.
It's $1 billion
Mhm.
industry.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So, what I'm saying, like you said, but multiple. If you can do it by yourself, or if you can get with some family, trust it. Keyword is trusted.
Mm-hmm.
Trusted family,
Exactly.
or friends.
Exactly.
Get some acres, get some land. We're gonna buy this
Mm-hmm.
land together.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the plan? What is the plan? And you know what I see the guy happening a lot in Georgia and states like Georgia and Carolinas.
Uh-huh.
People are building tiny homes.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's yeah,
It's popular.
yeah, I know a few people that are, well, I let them tell you. I won't call their names out to tell you what they're doing, because I know they may want it to be they may not want to let the world know what's going on now. But I know a few people that are doing that now, and have land, and they're getting ready to, they're prepping their land for just such as that. Yes. definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what?
Tiny homes.
A lot of the tiny homes would be good for young people because young people don't really stay. These say those are cute. Yeah, I have a few that's down from my neighborhood, and then you know what? Those tiny homes, they just hadn't been. I saw them like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, but it was just a few of them. I guess it was testing them out around here, and
Mm-hmm.
now, yeah, that's all you hear about. And they say I was told that they're easy to build. That's what I was. They
Let
say
me
that.
tell you let me tell you what a tiny home is. A tiny home is a modern day version of a double wide trailer.
Yeah,
Remember back in
yeah.
remember back in the 70s and 80s, everybody
Mhm.
was getting modular homes and
Yeah,
and then as kids we would make fun and say, there
yeah,
goes somebody's house on the truck.
yeah.
Literally, your house is on the truck.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Because all you need is the sides, the studs, and
Mhm,
all of that. And then you
mhm,
put, listen, two bedroom, two bath, or
mhm,
one bedroom with a loft and one bath will bring
mhm.
homeless people off the street.
Yes, exactly,
You
exactly.
know, they would rather have somewhere on the ins. They don't have to have a whole lot of space. It's better than
Mhm,
sleeping outside.
mhm, mhm,
So yeah, so a modular
mhm.
home, yes. A double wide, yes, and all of that stuff. To me, tiny homes is
Yeah,
giving folks who can't affordability. It's giving them
exactly,
affordability.
exactly. Yeah. Versus, and then it's something that they probably can own themselves, and versus putting getting apartments and high rents. Well, that's probably what it's going to come to for the tiny homes, because a lot of people are complaining about the high rents of the apartments. So yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, and then let's not forget people talking about, well, you got to worry about how to run that water. Listen, when we were slaves, and I'm being facetious when I say that, when there were slaves, they learned how to use that water. Listen, we have to go back to learning the land.
Mm-hmm.
You get something if you got a running creek or running river, running or some sort of I'm not even talking about a tiny river. I'm talking about a real river, and then there's your water. All you
Mm-hmm.
need is you have to learn how to filter that. It's not hard. But we've gotten so microwave society that we don't, but it's coming down to it that we have
Mm-hmm.
got to get back to growing our own food and living off the land,
Mm-hmm.
because this food is literally killing us. The
Mm-hmm.
microwave society is giving us diseases and illnesses. It
Yeah,
really is.
it really is. Oh yeah, definitely. Because that radiation in a microwave literally is not good for us. For one thing, literally microwave. You
Yeah.
see?
Now I'm not
Yeah,
saying now I do it, but what I'm saying is
yeah.
we can find other ways of eating. So that goes with the healthier lifestyle. If you're going to make a business, if you're going to be profitable or successful and help other people, you need to be healthy.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to see
That's
you
true.
struggling and, oh, my heart hurt and I'm tired. Listen, you got to be, health is wealth, and that's literally
Mm-hmm.
that speaks volumes. Now that I'm older,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
what do they mean by that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it means a lot now.
Yeah. You can't do nothing if you ain't healthy, baby.
Hello.
It won't happen.
you
Ain't nothing
know,
gonna happen.
ain't
If you,
nothing. And
mm-mm.
Sandy, another thing too is that I've seen people are slowly getting into is oh man, oh my goodness. You know what? Now it just escaped me just that quick.
Mhm. Yeah.
But the bottom line is what Sandy and I are talking about. It's so many business ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Start somewhere. If
Mm-hmm.
you good at cleaning carpets, go clean 3, 4 carpets.
Mm-hmm.
Charge about $100
Yeah.
or $30 per room.
Mm-hmm.
You got if
Mm-hmm.
you do 4 houses, and if you clean 12 carpets, you done made about 30 times 12. I don't know what, 360 in
Yeah.
one day.
Yeah. Seriously. Because it's like I said, it's yeah, and things are, what will people need? And just like the coming up, like I was saying on a video of mine too earlier one day, the coming up with the first of the year, everybody want a new them. They want to do something different. They want to change. Well, what kind of business idea that's geared towards that? The gyms are going to be, the membership is going to be out the roof.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
And then a lot of people can, if you e-commerce, if you can sell these kind of different equipment, sell the what you call it, the exercise and the wear, the exercising wear, the clothing,
Mhm.
the shoes, I mean, all kind of things that people can do to make an extra source of income and go
Mhm.
with the different season. Valentine's is coming up right around the corner too. A lot of folks do. Yeah,
Oh,
with flowers. And guess what? If somebody had to just think about if somebody grew roses all year, why let these other big companies, somebody locally can and market, get on here and market your business. And I did a video about how to market your business strategically to your target audience. And get a sample and put on social media. We put everything on social media, but something to help us to get more of this right here. And then we need this. I don't care what nobody say. I mean, after Christmas, I was saying, hey, after I'm celebrating Christmas, but after Christmas, guess what? It's time to go ahead and plan my thing out for what I have been doing it before now, but I'm just saying it's time to just kind of like tie up some loose ends because I'm ready to hit 2024 full-fledged, especially when it comes down to my business stuff that I do with my coaching and all the, some more things that I am working on and doing for next year for my businesses. So
well,
yeah.
Sandy, you mentioned Valentine's Day. I know a couple of guys right now. They do gourmet chef. They come to your house and they prepare the whole event.
Oh wow,
They do the dinner.
that's
Hmm.
nice.
And his
That's
starting
nice.
rate is no less than 350. He said, "I'm
Really?
there." He said, "I bring the." He said, "If I have to bring a crew, I will." He said, "We do the cleanup. We bring the dishes, the pots, the everything." And
Oh
he
wow.
starts at 350. He said, "I'll do 3 hours for 350."
Oh
And he said,
wow.
"Anything longer than that?" And he said, "People think I'm expensive, but yeah, I am because guess what? I have to bring somebody to help me because I can't do it all." So he
Right.
said he used to do it all, but he was getting sick. So
Mm-hmm.
then he rebranded and he said, "No, no, 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 no." He said, "I'm going to bring a person to help me set up, clean up, and break down."
Mm.
And he
Oh,
says February is a very popular month. He said he easily can make $10,000 easily.
wow.
Easily, because he says not just do it for couples. Sometimes you do it for larger, like if somebody wants to do a Valentine's Day brunch. He's done a Valentine's Day brunch at someone's house. They had a couple of different couples,
Mm-hmm.
and they wanted a DJ. He said, "Oh,
Mm.
now there we talking big money."
Mm. Oh yeah.
So it's what you and the line. And what I'm finding too, Sandy, is that when you're on a mission to make your life better, whether it's health, wealth, or just peace of mind, it's
Mm-hmm.
going to be lonely. You're going to have to go alone for a while. It's just you and God.
Mm-hmm. And say that again.
Because your work ethic is going to be it has to be matched. If they can't keep up with you, if they're going to complain, or if they're going to try to side hustle you and try to do negative stuff, you can't be with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just can't. And me and Sandy had this conversation earlier. We're not sharing a lot of details with folks. You see me, if you see me next year, or if you see Sandy next year in her mansion, just know we paid our dues.
Mm-hmm.
And look, if
Don't say, hey, oh, she just came out of the what? How they love to say, boy, she just can't happen overnight. No,
no,
nothing
paid
happens
our
overnight.
dues.
It's a
And,
process.
and
I mean,
Sandy, tell him about getting that daggone credit. Get your damn credit right. And yeah, I said, damn, get that foundation. Black people, we don't. I'm sorry. I'm on a tangent. We don't want to get that foundation right. Oh,
somebody
I
sent
want
me
a
a
house.
somebody
Go
sent
ahead,
me a
Sandy.
message
Lean
for
in, Sandy.
Christmas.
Lean
Yeah,
in.
no, somebody sent me a message for Christmas saying, happy Merry Christmas, saying thank you for what you do for the community. Thank you for what you're doing with your page. He said, although we need to hear this, a lot of us black folks ain't listening. And so we don't have to say it. So people already know, it's like we're not, so I'm not gonna stop what I'm doing. I mean, y'all don't have to listen. And when I put up those little messages that from what it is, Dr. George Frazier and all those
Mhm.
other, oh my
Mhm.
God, that stuff just resonate with my spirit because it's
Yeah,
like some of the same stuff I want to say.
yeah,
I see this stuff and I see how even sometimes working with certain people, some of us, we think
yeah,
we ain't gonna get it, we ain't gonna get nobody else no problems but us.
You. It's just
We
like
ain't gonna
people.
give no. We ain't gonna debate with them, Karen. I'm sorry, I mean to cut y'all. We ain't gonna debate
No,
with
you
them.
good. You good.
We ain't gonna debate with them. We ain't gonna argue with them. We gonna say yes, sir, yes, ma'am. Well, with me and people like us, y'all to give us a hard time, and we only thing we trying to do is help you. I done gave free service to someone before, and them folks act like they was paying me $100,000. I'm like, Nick, bro, get off. Look, I'm done. I can't help you because you don't want to be helped.
We
You
don't
want.
want to do the we don't want to do the foundational work.
I'm
Oh, I want to
serious.
go ahead. You had to you going to see a realtor. The realtor say, "Did you get your pre-approval letter?" No, I just want to go see houses. What? You need to. How much you got saved up? 1,500. 1,500? Are you kidding me?
No, baby,
This
you got
day
to
and
have
age, you at
money.
least need at least start with 5,000. Can you at least have 5,000? I mean, at least. Now that may not really. You need about 10, 15,
Yeah, I
and
just
you
said,
really
hey, girl, please, about
yeah,
20 if you
yeah,
want.
you need 20. But
Yeah,
people tell me I got 1,500. What? And then your credit is still in the fours.
yeah.
So then you don't have the credit. If you got a 800 credit score,
And
okay, now we can talk.
let me say something. Let me give you something. This ain't gonna cost you guys a dime. This is not gonna cost you anything. But let me tell y'all this: the
Go ahead.
first thing you need to do, the first thing when you really need to work on your credit, pull them 3 credit bureaus off of them.
Mm,
And the second thing you need to do is make sure your names are correct. Make sure your
mm,
addresses are correct. Make
mm.
sure that's the basic thing. And do y'all realize? Oh, do y'all realize this? Medical bills.
Oh.
I mean, I'm not saying you don't owe them, but because of HIPAA laws, medical bills is not supposed to be on your credit report.
Hello.
So I know some people say, yeah, that's the little old outdated thing. No, it's not. Handle your business, people,
Yep.
and learn this. Learn how to have now. If you got credit cards, learn how to use your credit cards. Learn how to keep 30% low. They help your credit score go up every month. Every month. Let me
Mm-hmm.
tell y'all a key. One of the things, Karen, I'm gonna share this with them. When you have a credit card, this is the
Mm-hmm.
one thing you should do. Find out
Mm-hmm.
when your due date is, and when
Mm-hmm.
your due date, after your due date is there, you're going to have a date that is going to be when they're going to report to the credit bureau. That's
Mm-hmm.
probably maybe less than 5 days after your due date. What
Mm-hmm.
you want to do is make sure that whatever your credit limit is, your
Mm-hmm.
your usage, your credit usage mean how much you've used on that credit card is 30% and
Mm-hmm.
under. Preferably, don't pay it out in full, but even if let's say you saying, dog, I can't pay it out for the whole month. Yes, you may not be able to pay it out, and then if you pay it out close to under 30% and you have to go in and use your card after your credit is reported to the credit bureau. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Let's say if you may need this money to pay a house note. You're gonna say, darn, I need to pay my house note. Or I wouldn't say house note. I would say something else. You needed to
Mm-hmm.
pay some more bills. Let's say you got a personal credit card. We ain't talking about business now. We talking about personal. You said, darn, I gotta pay my bills. Well, add up your bills and pay your credit card off. You see what I'm saying? Take that money, pay your bills with your credit card. What I'm saying is, let's say, for
Mm-hmm.
instance, if your bill is due on the 1st, and then maybe by the 5th or whatever, they got the 9 times out of 10, the credit reporting agency is going to, your credit card company is going to report to the credit reporting agency. Just ask them when they report to the credit bureau. That's all you got to do. Pick up the phone and call the people and say, when do y'all report my bill to the credit bureau? They're going to happily tell you. It's not rocket science, y'all. They're not trying to fool you. It's not no scamming stuff. You're just learning how to handle and how to take care of your how to maneuver your credit card debt. Okay, this is nothing. I mean, hey, the millionaires do this. Okay, this is nothing wrong with doing it this way. And I mean, I ain't talking about this scamming stuff that they all them other folks out there doing. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the legitimate way you can do it. So
Yep.
you can pay your whatever your bill due on the first, and then by, like I say, find out when the credit card company is going to report your bill to the credit bureau. Let's say you got your credit limit. You need at least pay to get you up on for the sake of conversation, to get you up under the 30% threshold. Just say I need to pay about $600
Yep.
on the credit card. Now, the bill, let's say you John, I need to pay my bills, no, but I got to pay this, and I got to pay these utility bills. I got to pay whatever, right? Well, just kind of hold off on them if you can now until the credit bureau, to your credit card company reports to the credit bureau, and then take your card and pay your on personal. Now, I'm not talking about business, on personal. I'm talking about personal credit now. And then just take your just take that money and just go ahead and pay. And then in the next month, repeat the cycle. Just go ahead and take it and pay your bills with it, and then repeat the cycle. But what you will do is you will be under 30%, and your score gonna do this right here. It's gonna go up, 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 up. That's the game. That's a legitimate game.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's the legitimate way to do it.
Yeah.
And you still keep your, that's how people maneuver credit. That's how they use credit. But you got all these people out here telling you all this old scammy stuff to do. That's crazy. Learn how to keep it up under 30%. Like I said, the closer to around 10 to 30% is better. And then each month you take my word for it, your credit score will go up.
Yeah, and like you say, it's a game.
It's a game.
It's that 30% rule, y'all. She's telling you that 30% rule works.
It works. The 30% rule. That's just a part of the. That's just a part of. That's what your credit reporting agency want to see, and that's going to help you.
Yep.
And with your business credit, God forbid, that's another conversation for another day. You need to get with me. You need to get in one of my classes for that. I ain't giving you that game. That information. I ain't gonna say game. It's the information that's gonna help you with your credit. Either way you're doing it, personal. But like I said, make sure when you get them 3 credit bureaus, make sure you correct them addresses. Get all them addresses out there that ain't supposed to be on there.
Yeah.
And all them phone numbers and all them bless you. Those phone numbers and all that stuff is not supposed to be on there. Get them off. They're not supposed to be there. Get them off. And I guarantee you, just with that alone, y'all will see your credit score go up a little bit.
Yep.
There's more to it than that, but I'm not going to tell you, because when I work with my clients, I had one client that I worked with now here earlier. It's supposed to give me a testimony. I'm waiting on him to give me a testimony. I told him he have to tell me, I won't tell nobody who he is, because a lot of times people don't want y'all to know their business. So I work with quite a few people. They just don't want y'all to know their business. So anyway, he was able to get an apartment. He wasn't able to get nothing. When we worked on his credit, and I worked on his credit for him, he was able to get, he was able to do it. But we did it the legitimate way. We ain't talking about all this old crazy stuff out here that folks doing. We took the time. But see, it's a process. See, y'all, and that's another thing. Y'all want stuff to happen overnight. Yeah. You didn't get in credit card, or you didn't get in debt overnight. It's a process. And it's not saying that you don't owe the debt. It's not saying that. It's saying that, there are ways that you got to sit down and you got to negotiate. And even some of you, and there's a way that you can, when you setting up payments with your creditors that you owe, there's a thing that you can do too. And if you want to come into an agreement with them, and I won't tell y'all that, because that's the pay 99 now. I ain't giving y'all that info. There's a way that you can negotiate with them, and then they eventually write it off for you. But you would have contact with your with the company that you have. Now, they ain't gonna give you this information, but I know the strategy to help you get it. You communicate with the ones that you owe, and then eventually they'll write it off and put it on your credit as paid in full, and it won't be negative towards your credit report, but you're gonna be paying on your bill. But I'm telling you, there's ways that they'll just say eventually, within a couple of months, they'll write it off for you. But I won't
I'm
tell
telling
y'all the
y'all the
strategy.
truth.
The creditors
I'm
you
telling y'all the
own
truth.
will write it off. I ain't talking about you lying about you don't owe the debt. The creditors will write it off. The ones that you owe. So y'all keep playing out here with these folks that just keep playing games with them.
But saying that you have given some good information, it's very practical. But you said something that was very key.
What that?
People don't want to have patience with nothing.
Yeah, they really don't.
And I'm
And I
like,
ain't
okay,
working.
okay.
And in 2024, I'm not working with impatient people.
Yeah,
Because
because
this year, when I work with a group, I've had a few impatient people come my way, and it drained me. 2024 won't happen, Captain. Won't happen. Like I said, I don't need your money to get you and then be sick at the same time. I only gone to somebody else that you can aggravate. Don't aggravate me.
you gotta trust the process.
You gotta
Like you
trust the
said,
process. I don't
you
work
want
with
to
microwavable people like that right now. I can't work with you because business is not a microwavable thing.
it sure isn't. Oh boy, it sure isn't.
No, it's
And,
not.
and forgive me, y'all. I'm moving around the house. My camera's not on, but I second everything that Sandy says
Yeah.
because I've been through this around that credit road 3, 4 times, and this is it. I already, I just know that if I have to improve and make changes, it
Mm-hmm.
has to start with me. Just like
Yeah.
I know when I went to got my checkup, they said I need to make some changes. All right, what I need to do. I called my insurance, and it's another thing too, saying that people don't utilize the insurance the way they should.
Mm-hmm.
If you have insurance, don't you know that you're like I'm getting a lifestyle healthy eating coach.
Mm-hmm.
They will pay that, and all you're responsible for is sometimes, it depends on your insurance, maybe less than $50 a session. You
Mm.
know, so check with the insurance.
Yeah.
Insurance provides a lot of things that I'm gonna pay for a therapist, or I'm gonna pay for a coach. Check with your insurance. Because a
Wow.
lot of times, if there's a contracted, Sandy said the key word, there's a contracted agreement, you're only going to pay the negotiated contracted rate. When I was in
Okay.
medical field, I was pre-med.
Mm-hmm.
I changed from pre-med to healthcare administration, and I did billing.
Right.
And you know about billing.
Yes.
You pay a certain amount. What's the negotiated rate? Okay, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Aetna, whatever, United Healthcare, Medicaid, what Amerigroup, whatever you have. Let's say your doctor's visit was 150. Well,
Uh-huh.
Blue Cross may say we only going to pay $75 of it. You're responsible for the rest. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather pay the rest, which is $80, than the
Right.
whole 150. So if you have insurance, and I'm glad we're talking about this, check into your, so like saying, just negotiate. To me, everything's negotiable.
That's right. Everything. And we
Everything,
don't we
even down to where I had my first house. I had to negotiate that rate down to the last wire. Now, I didn't do well with that first house because I was young. I was 20, and I just had fun with it. And I ended up
mm-hmm.
having to do short sale. I'm not afraid to tell folks how to do a short sale.
Mm-hmm.
But what it taught me is that this is another game. Short selling is another game too.
Mm-hmm.
So learn this stuff, but don't do it again.
Right. Exactly.
Don't do it again, because if you're going to do it, have another plan. And saying, I want to thank you for reiterating the fact that the idea of the patience game.
Yep.
And
Got
and
to.
folks, if you're listening, anybody who's listening, you better get with her and work with her on that credit, because she has testimonies and she's very good at research. Sandy's very good at researching what she's doing.
Yeah.
But if you want to sit up there and, oh, Sandy, before we
Uh-huh.
get off this phone, we got to talk about this. How come when people pay you for a service, they expect the whole world? Talk about that, Sandy.
Well,
Well, they do
one,
expect the whole world. I get that. But they expect you, they call you at midnight. Is it done yet?
Well, you got to set boundaries, baby, because I set the
There you go.
boundaries. The boundaries. I don't play them games with you. Don't, no, 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 no. We set
Yep.
boundaries. I
Yep.
love contracts. I
Yes.
love a contract because you can
Yes.
hold me accountable and I can hold you accountable. But guess what? I don't play with my business. I don't
Yep.
play biz strategist. I don't play with that simply because I do what I do. I think I told y'all earlier in another video. I was working with a client. I gave her entire. She was going to tell me I gave her money back to her and wrote her a nice letter with it. I am not. You are one thing you're not gonna do. You're not gonna waste my time. You're not gonna aggravate me. You're not gonna play with me because I know what I know. And
Yep.
I didn't get it out of a book. I might have went to
Yep.
school for business administration, but I got this from look at here, the University of Hard Knocks. Okay.
Hello.
ain't
Hello.
nothing, ain't nothing, theoretical or theory about what I do. Nothing.
And then we'll sit there
Been out here too
and
long.
then want to stress you out to no end. And then you're like, no, this is not working. And one of the
No.
things I know Sandy and I talk about all the time is getting better at
Mm-hmm.
qualifying the people, because
Yeah.
sometimes they could have the money, but they're not qualified.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I don't want to. All money ain't good money. Remember that. All money ain't good money. Not when it comes down to me working with you. All money ain't good money. You can tell. You know what? Now I'm thinking about. Well, I ain't thinking about it. Like if somebody do a VIP day with me, if I'm helping them with their business from the beginning to get it all set up, and I got all the little packages and all the little everything they need to hire someone, all of that good, all that stuff that they're gonna need that's gonna stretch them out and have them pulling their hair out. That I'm just gonna, I can just do it in my sleep.
Come on.
We ain't doing that on the 10 stacks.
Come on.
$10,000 is gonna be 24 because I'm gonna give you, and I'll be working with them for extensively for a whole year. But we're gonna have boundaries with that when that's concerned. Instead of the 7,000 that I was doing, it's gonna be 10 now because I know I give above and beyond the call of duty. And I won't do it for any less, simply because I know what it takes. If I'm going to help you get to where you need to be, now they don't pay me all at one time, but I'm just saying, if I'm going to help you get to where you need to be, my God, $10,000 is a breeze, because you're going to make what 10 times that when I finish helping you. But you just got to do your part too. So people, this is so. Anyway, Karen, that's what you got to do. You got to set boundaries with people. Boundaries.
Well, Santa what kill me is they'll go pay another race all that money, and then they'll beat us down to death.
I just said that earlier, and don't even question the fact that whatever, and they don't even give you half of the stuff that we would give you. I mean, come on, no, no. Because we got to prove ourselves over and 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 over again and again and again and again. So that's how they said the other client. I said, if I was another race, you wouldn't be talking about you want to sit over me and see what I do, and how I do it. And I'm not so wide. You can go take what I know. I don't operate that way, honey. I said, no, we're not. What we're not going to do is you're not going to tell me how to do my business. We're not going to do that.
And then they get mad when you call them out. They ain't gonna right. I called you out. They ain't going to skip.
But it's it's just that I've learned to, especially if you know what you know, you got to just stand on what you believe in. And then too, I'm gonna tell you, a lot of times, I just had an incident today, and I'm just saying because it's like people. And I was warned not to even work with this client, but I didn't listen. I was like, no, I want to help him. I wanted to help him. Someone advised me, please don't do that to yourself. And I did it anyway. But I don't learn.
But were you able to help the situation and leave it alone?
No, I'm leaving it alone.
Okay.
I have
Good.
not. Yes, I'm leaving that alone. Yeah, I'm not,
Okay.
because half of the things that I have been doing for them, I really wasn't charging them what I should have been charging them. But see, I was helping them, and see, that's another thing. Free have no value to some people. Free have no value. Now
Mhm.
you can't Google yourself. Look, you can't Google the stuff that Karen and I in our profession we can teach you how to do it, and other people that know what they're doing. Y'all can't Google this and y'all can't YouTube it all the time. You're gonna get bits and pieces off these platforms. But if you sit down with somebody and you have the patience and allow them to share their expertise with you, that's just like even with you who are listening to me, you have an expertise out there. We
Mhm.
can, hey, we can't dispute that because you know your stuff. You know what you know. Yeah.
Mhm.
So we can't dispute what you know. We're not going to even try to, because we respect someone else's, someone else's skill set. That's
Mhm.
basically it. We respect somebody else's skill set.
But honey, some of these people, they like, well, how you know? How you sure? No, I'm not sure. If I
Yeah.
wasn't so sure, why'd you come to me? Well,
Yeah.
you were highly referred. Then let me do my job.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. So when you get those, like I said, you just gotta, and I think you and I have talked about this 1,000 times before. You got to give them a contract, and you got to sit down and talk to them, or meet them face to face on a, video, or meet them, virtual video, or meet them face to face and sit down and talk with them. Just because that my mentor once told me, everybody's smiling and grinning at the beginning, but then as things go along, somebody's going to get upset, especially if it's not communicated clearly. And I remember that, so that's why I don't have that problem. I only have that issue with people that just want something for nothing. That's
Yep.
what I when I deal with a person that wants something for nothing, then I have all kind of problems with them. It never fails. Because
It never fails.
their mindset is like, okay, you back on, Karen, put you back on. Their
Yeah.
mindset is not to the point where they really want to hear they can't receive it. Their mindset won't allow them to.
Yep. That mindset
They
won't
can't,
allow it. Yep.
no, they can't receive it. So anyway,
But you know what? That's okay too. Because if they can't receive it, then it's no need in you trying to force it.
we're right. But I'm saying is, but then that's the headache that you don't need in your life,
Yeah.
especially,
Yeah. Yeah.
so identify that early on, so where you can go on to the next one, because you and I both know that 2023 was here. It's just, it feels like it's just 6 months in, because the time went by so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we don't have time to waste. Yeah.
And before we get off, I want to talk about setting goals. I mean, I'm sorry, resolutions. I stopped doing resolutions because I wasn't for me. I'm speaking for me. I wasn't keeping them. So what I do now is I tell myself. I mean, I write down my goals, and I write down what can I do to improve on a daily basis. That may look like me making a phone call. That may look like Sandy said, me developing a relationship for a future contract. That may look like me hiring a virtual assistant for a special project or for a long term project. They may look like me stop eating meat for 30 days and going on a fast.
Mm-hmm.
So what I told myself is I'm not doing the rest because I just wasn't keeping them. And
Mm-hmm.
resolutions, that's for me. You may be highly disciplined. For me, I just couldn't do it. And I said, you know what? Let me commit to something one per day or per
Mm-hmm.
week
Mm-hmm.
or per month.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been working for me. That's been
Mm-hmm.
working for me.
Mm-hmm.
And those who want to be involved, they be involved. Those who want to come for the ride, just know it's hills and valleys. But at the end of the hills and valleys is a rainbow.
Yeah.
And people don't want to put the work in and the patience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's real
So
life.
Sandy, this has been a great conversation.
Yeah, and I'm glad we had it. That we don't have to go this long next time, and we can do it. We need to talk about this. We need to talk about some more things. Look, probably tomorrow. Look, tomorrow we want to talk about how you being distracted out here in this world
hmm
of
hmm
everything's going on in this celebrity world and all this other
hmm
stuff. It's a distraction, people,
hmm
because you got It's a distraction. Oh, thank you, Tisha. Say she say she enjoyed. Thank you, Tisha. All right,
Thank
Tisha.
you,
We
Tisha.
want you. Please let me know what day you're available. So, because we want you to talk about emotional intelligence. We need that
Ooh,
now. Come on,
yes.
Tisha. Please,
Studying,
please.
studying, Tisha, studying human behavior. And
Yeah.
human behavior is a very hot topic right now, one of,
Yes. And
because
we
you
need
got to
that
know
going into
people.
2024. We need to know about it. Our emotional intelligence. Heck, I need to know about emotional intelligence for me. Because
Well,
it's like,
Sandy,
all right.
I'm going to wrap it up. I have a few things I got to make a few phone calls.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
It's been a pleasure. I
Me
had
too.
fun.
As
Thank you,
Les
Tisha.
Brown would as Les Brown would say, it's been a plum pleasing pleasure. Yes, I
And
enjoyed this. So now I know it's late, but I'm going to go in here and get me some more leftovers from what I cook. I gotta eat me something. I know look, it's late, but I'm hungry. I gotta eat something before I turn in tonight. Because
no,
I'm
and Sandy, I'll call you in about an hour because I have a question for you.
Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, that'll be fine. All right. I
Okay.
would have wind out. And thanks everybody for being here.
Thank
Share
you.
this out. Whatever platform you're listening at this on, share this out, please, please, please. So we're
Thank
gonna see
you.
you guys. Hopefully we can see you guys tomorrow. Some Karen, what you think about tomorrow? Tisha,
I'm
don't forget to
off
let me know.
until next Tuesday. I'm off
Okay,
until
well
next Tuesday.
we need to talk about some more things tomorrow then briefly because I got a couple things I got going on tomorrow. I have a date tomorrow. So we got
All right.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations.
All
Thanks,
right.
Sandy.
Yeah. But I'll talk to y'all later. See y'all later, everybody. Good night. Thanks so much for being here. Bye
Okay.
bye. Take care.